What's up, everyone? It's the Aftertouch podcast. It's me, Tyler. I got my boy Taft here. We got Steven on again. And once again, hit the subscribe button to our YouTube channel for more awesome videos.
What are we talking about?
What was number 2? What were we supposed to remember?
That one I remember. We were finishing.
He said, remember what is true. What is the meaning of a date?
Oh, okay.
Taking someone out.
Yeah.
Ching.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So anyway, point being, if we clearly communicated, that would help a lot, both in the relationships that we're in and trying to create these experiences where dating is more pleasant. So anyway, talking about what is a date, I feel like there's a lot of intimidation about what it means to go on a date because, in my opinion, if you ask someone out on a date, you should intend to go on 2 or 3 dates with that person, primarily because, and this doesn't mean that you want to necessarily date them like exclusively or anything. This is like, okay, when we go on that first date, I might be awkward and do my little weird thing that I do when I like someone, or maybe that they're just new and so I haven't settled into my comfort zone. Number 2, she may be doing that, and so it could be that you have a really crappy experience on date 1, but date 2...
It's a package. So when you say, I want to go on a date with you, it's a package deal. Kind of like what I've said. You give them 2 or 3 dates.
Yeah.
The first one's going to suck. You should know that. Hopefully, the second and third one...
Yeah.
Pick up, and then after the third one, you can make the decision if
to marry him. Yeah.
hey, you can't rule that out here in Utah. That stuff happens.
Yeah. So anyway, that's my point. Is that like I feel like I go on plenty of like this last year. I put a lot of effort into going on dates. So I went on a ton of dates with a lot of different girls, and I was really just dating to try and get a better experience and become better at it, and obviously to meet a girl that I was interested in. And there were plenty that I met that were interested, but it wasn't mutual. And that's usually the story for most people, I think. So it's just the pattern you got to go through. But I think part of it, like the second date is really difficult. No, it's not. Okay, this last year, before that, I thought it was really difficult. This last year, I was kind of learned, okay, you just need to present it differently, and that fixes the problem for the most part. So... anyway, so I feel like second and third dates are hard to get on because they feel like if they say yes, then they're telling you that they are really interested in like making babies with you or something, or marrying you or whatever. So
I was like, oh no, I couldn't hold it. But it's true because the more dates they think, oh, does he think that I like him?
Yeah, and there could be meaning behind that, but I think what I'm advocating for is that we stop this idea that if I go on a few dates with you, you owe me either physical interactions, and I'm not talking anything perverted. I'm just saying like people expect that you make out with them by a certain. Everyone has their own like by this
timeline.
Date. Yeah, and obviously mine is on the first date, but that never is something that I'll try because that's weird. Like I don't know why that feels so foreign to me because it's. Anyway, it's just weird. I don't. So
are you saying that we're going to start a movement to change the definition of the date?
Oh yeah.
Are we all in on this?
I'm in.
We need to do speeches.
Yeah.
Dates mean
Steven's already in. Yeah.
When we say date, we mean 3. Say it with me. Yeah. 1 means 3. 1 means 3.
Oh my gosh! Like Shia LaBeouf.
Do it. What do you think, though, Taft, about the second and third? Like,
I 100% agree that the first date, you're not really yourself. You're kind of nervous. Like, this person's attractive, and you don't know, like, how far you can go. If you show your true side, maybe they'll reject it. So, yeah, I agree. The second and third date, you kind of get an idea that, oh, maybe I can open up a bit more to this individual and test the waters. See what happens.
Yeah.
And at the third date, if you see that it's just bombing and things aren't going to go anywhere, to make it so that this is just my personal formula. If you just want to make a good clean like escape, just drop a couple swear words, make her be like, you know what, I'm not going to text this guy, and he'd be like, good, I don't want you to text me either.
Yeah, that's one way to do it.
Hey, your brother said something on our YouTube channel once. It was like how to get in the friend zone. And he's just like, say something really rude to her, you'll get out of the friend zone.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Huh.
Oh man,
that's funny.
Andrew, subscribe.
Subscribe.
Oh, man. So yeah, we gotta start this movement. Change the date.
Yeah.
We need to come up with a better slogan. Date, change the date. Change. One means three.
Yes means no.
Yes. What's your safe word?
In the sense
Don't
that
stop.
No, like
Keep going. Like
no, like yes means no. Like meaning like if I ask you on a third date and you say yes, it could mean no to being serious. Like it doesn't mean the end of the world. You don't have to start committing your heart and soul to me. So,
but that's the thing. I feel like in Utah, one date. I feel like in Utah we give so much emphasis on one date. Like if you go on one date with someone, you're like, yeah, let's make babies, and it's like, no, I asked you out on this first date so I could like just like get to know you.
yeah. Well, okay. So here, let's talk about both sides of it because I think part of the reasons that we're all guys, so. We're talking a lot about girls. I think a reason that a lot of girls behave the way they do is they encounter a lot of odd and abrasive experiences with this. So they've got the guy that clings or attaches or does something weird because that guy's unfortunately, bless his soul, struggling to do well in this function in this environment.
I see what you're saying.
Like you're like, bless his soul.
Yeah, like because I've been there.
We've all been there.
Yeah. And maybe, we're all there to a certain degree. So, anyway, so all I'm saying is like, there's balances to it. Like some girls are just stupid and dumb and they don't think things through, or they're not at a place where they're at the point where they're thinking things through.
But that's how you'll know, because how they communicate maturely, you'll be like, okay, I can get down with this. You're mature.
Mm-hmm.
We definitely need to get a girl. Like I remember Stephanie texted us. She's like, you guys always do.
It's a good recommendation. Yeah,
male's perspective.
Get the female perspective.
Yeah,
maybe get them at the same time. If you want, I'll identify as a girl.
Come in with a wig on.
You don't even have to do that now. You just have to say it. You just have to announce it. You did. You're your girl now. Hello, miss.
Yeah.
I hate that movement. Yeah, but that's another conversation.
Indeed.
Oh man, actually, what's funny is I wrote an article about safe spaces, and then someone wrote like I hate you editor to the dear letter to the newspaper I work for,
Mm-hmm.
and it was funny because that was like 2 years ago. But my friend Ty picks up this old copy of the newspaper. He goes, "Man, I remember this paper. Like this is where my first article was." I was like, "Oh, I remember this too." He goes, "You have an article in it?" I was like, "No, someone put the hate letter in there." So I was like, he's like, "Oh, perfect, yeah."
Yeah, frame that.
We definitely need to get maybe I've always wondered, what if we could get like the universal like Sports Illustrated swimsuit edition girl on here, and then do I ask her, so what are some bad techniques that have been used on you? And then
That could be interesting.
But would she be like that question, and it'd be like, oh, that was a bad move, like
that question.
Was just that question in particular, like I don't know.
She might be more responsive in this setting. There's cameras and stuff, so.
I had the thought you could ask her, how would you want a guy to approach the dating situation with you? But they would give the same old answer. I want her to be kind and nice, and
then I'm just like,
and
check,
this and
check,
that,
check,
and this. But the guy might do all those things, and she still might not.
Well, Tav said this a while ago, but he was like, not like today, but like, remember you read that study where if Taft were to approach, because Taft, look at this, sexy. Taft goes and talks to the girl, and he does like 5 things. I don't know what those are, and then she's like, yes, 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 because Taft's a sexy man. And then I go and do those things. She's like, creep, 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 creep. And depending on their
exact same behavior, it's just.
Well, Tyler, you're not as tall as Taft, so.
I'm missing out.
There you go.
I know. No, it's actually funny. I was getting my hair cut today, and the girl who was cutting my hair super pretty, and I'm like, hey, so like, and I think that she thought I was like hitting on her, so I was like, yeah, my girlfriend, I hope she like really likes, so to let her know that like I'm not a threat.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, so you looking to be like set up with anyone? And then I saw her in the mirror look at me, and she goes, no, not in particularly. And I go, hey, just let you know, the friend I was gonna set you up with does not look like me. He's tall, sexy, He's looking good. And she goes, oh, okay. But because like she thought, oh, he's gonna set me up with someone who's just as stubby and small as him. No, and I was like, no, I'm gonna set you up with my long, luxurious,
yeah.
like
Luxurious.
sexy man Taft.
Yeah.
Honestly, I just think of myself as skinny. That's what I think of, and that's self-image stuff.
Yeah.
You say that, but when we were hammering steaks and he was shirtless, I made sure my shirt was still on, and he's hammering those things. And I'm like, dang, Taft, you have every muscle just like there, because like you don't even know I have muscles because I have like a protection around them right now.
Well,
You know,
yeah.
don't want to get hurt.
Don't want to get hurt. How's your toe, by the way?
I just took the nail off last week.
Are you
man.
serious?
That was disgusting.
Tyler accidentally nicked his toe while hammering in the stakes for this tent, and man,
It was black.
how did you not cry out in pain? This hammer was
Because I was next to
it's
you
a
and
12
Jason. I'm not gonna cry. You guys. I'm like, oh yeah. I was like, I wanted to cry. I was like, and they're like, are you okay? Are you okay? I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. When I got home, I cried.
As you should.
I was like,
The nail's like dead and falling off. Huh?
it went dead immediately.
That's
It
fine.
went black immediately.
That was labor.
Which
That
I
was
didn't
labor.
show any girls. I kept it was socks on for like my girlfriend still hasn't seen it, and until it grows back, which hopefully by the summertime when we can start swimming, I'll unveil my new toenail.
Yeah.
Hey, okay, this is kind of random, just because we're talking about extremities and stuff. Do you guys look for nice hands in a woman?
Yes.
No. not
You
really.
don't?
I'll notice.
You'll notice.
Obviously, manly hands or unusual hands, but not in particular.
Like it's not like something you're going for. Why do you bring this up, Taff?
Lately I've been noticing women's hands more. I'm kind of like, oh, they're kind of cute, and then I see their hands, and I'm like,
We'll probably
not
get
as
used to 'em.
nice.
No,
But yeah, you're probably getting used to them.
no, I saw there was a really
It's
cute
just one of
girl
those
in my
weird
there was
things.
a really cute girl in my class last semester, and then I remember I'd only see her like this, and then I went to talk with her, and then she goes, "Yeah, so did you do the assignment?" And it was like, and I was like, "Oh, those are huge!" Like,
Isn't there a movie that does that with one of the characters?
So Seinfeld,
okay.
there's an episode of Seinfeld where it's man hands,
Uh-huh.
and he takes out this attractive girl, but it never shows her face, but it shows her like cracking crab and stuff. It's just a man's hands and they're hairy, you know.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
so if she had like manlier
Mingers.
would that mingers? Would that be a turnoff for you, Taft?
I don't know. I like nice feminine hands. I don't know if it would fully turn me off, but it's just something I'm noticing more lately.
Yeah.
What about you, Steven?
I appreciate femininity.
Yeah.
But what are some things
But
that
not
like? What are things that are
feministic.
like must-haves or like something that could just kill everything?
Kill everything.
Like
There's probably not much, but like, what do you?
a big toe. There was a girl in my class and she had big toes like this. Like her big toe was like this, but then like the rest of her toes were like
long toes?
No, like she just had a one like
One
pshoo!
toe is longer than the
Like,
rest,
there
or
was, like,
short?
pshoo! And then everything else was like, because like normally she'd be like this, but it was like pshoo!
Well, but see, she's in an advantage that most of us are not in that if she loses her thumb and replaces it with her big toe, she will have that much more reach with her thumb. So,
Oh man, you
just
see
gotta
her like
consider.
grabbing the remote and changing the channel
Yeah.
with that big toe.
you go ahead and toe that on for me.
Well, yeah.
Toe that on.
Well, what's maybe what's one thing that's a must-have and one thing that could be just a killer?
Absolute killer is
Yeah,
when I
just-
see an attractive girl and she like takes a drag on a cigarette, for example. Have you
yeah.
ever kissed a girl that smokes?
I want to see it on camera.
It's foul.
I did it once.
I haven't, but I would imagine it'd be pretty.
It surprised me. I've only kissed one girl that I know of that smoked. There could have been others that I just didn't know, but this girl, I don't think had smoked recently. I think I asked her.
Taste it though.
Yeah, like it was this
Ooh.
strong, like it's caught me way off
It's like
guard. It was
it's
really
like
strong.
it's like you're tasting smoke and trash and like diarrhea.
I don't know. It's a really foul taste to someone who is not
Accustomed
into
to
that.
that.
Yeah. And here's the funny thing: it took like 2 days for that taste to leave.
Ooh.
So it's
She's a keeper.
yeah. So anyway, so
Dang.
that's a killer.
Okay,
But
yeah.
I mean, that's obvious. That's such a dramatic shift from my own lifestyle.
Yeah.
I'm more health conscientious, and that's just not my thing. So
And then must-have.
you should have prepped me. these
Hey,
questions require.
Don't be afraid of
contemplation.
sounding vain or wanting.
Well, yeah, good point.
Because you could just be
I
like,
Don't be
I
afraid.
want, like, yeah, what do we want? A
Yeah.
girl worth fighting for?
Yeah.
Just say anything.
Well, okay, because there's a lot of things, but obviously there is. What was the question anyway? Like,
What's like one thing that like is a must-have? Like for me, she's got to be able to get my humor.
That's important.
Like if I say something and then like if she like doesn't laugh, it's like
Yeah, that's a biggie.
it's just like, okay, well it took me all night to write that, so I was prepping my comic comedic
Yeah.
act last night.
yeah,
Tough crap.
I don't know, because there's the first thing you think of is the physical, because that's the first thing.
Yeah,
you notice
first
as you're-
impression.
Yeah.
Obviously, you need to be attracted to them.
Yeah.
I hate it when people are like, I like them for who they are. No, you got to be attracted to them.
Well, I like them for who they are because physically I'm attracted to them. But no, so I've noticed, and I have no explanation for this. It's just something I observe, and it's consistently there, that when it doesn't even make sense, but I'll see a girl, and one of the first things that will attract me to her is just that she's slender. And I'll have this sensation, this feeling that if I were in a academic situation writing out a theory paper, there would be no explanation for why that response happens.
Why you're attracted to a skinny person?
Yeah, why is it slender that creates this response? And I have some theories,
It's biological, but we don't have to
perhaps.
talk about that.
Yeah.
Oh, I know. I've read the science on this.
Okay,
man.
good. Thank you. Thank you for bringing in the data.
Yeah, I'll tell you later.
Thank you. But it's also, there was a point in my life when the physical attraction was king over all attraction. And that's probably normal, I would assume. But I reached a point where I was like, I saw a girl. I was like, dang, she's like hot, like so hot that I'm not interested in going for it because I don't know, it's uninteresting for some reason. That's probably not truly what I was thinking, but as I look back. And then she did something where it showed you that she was a prickly thorn, if you will, personality wise. And my attraction just like vanished. And I'm like, oh, cool. I'm an adult.
That's awesome. It like reaffirms you, like, oh, I wouldn't go for you.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh! So this is what's like being an adult. Seeing a hot girl and going, "You're not attractive."
Yeah. Like realizing that there's definitely more to attraction
Yeah.
than just the physical, of course.
Oh my gosh! Well, flip. Hey, this is
Yeah, this has gone a bit.
God of this. Wow, I'm gonna have to break this up again. We might have 4 parts, everyone.
Yeah.
Part 4 is the French fries. But
French fries.
Steven, do you have any closing remarks before we sign off?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
I like that.
Closing remarks. So I guess if you're going to take anything from this, it should be a responsible adult by communicating and owning firearms and training in their use.
Yeah, don't just like, don't be an idiot.
You got to start somewhere.
Do you think we need smarter people in the world?
That's not going to hurt anything.
It won't.
No.
Everyone, Steven, thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Steven, thanks, man. Good having you on.
Boom. And remember, everyone, one last time, please subscribe. It'd be
Go to our
nice.
YouTube page. Watch it there.
Subscribe. Thank you, everyone.